welcome back to Maybe Someday. I hope you're all safe and healthy and doing what you can to help flatten the curve by staying home during this weird and wacky time. Today we're going to be talking about masks, but not this kind of mask. But on that note, if you're one of the people working on the front lines of this thing and putting your health and safety on the line to help squash this, thank you. If you're like me and the most heroic thing you can do in all of this is just stay home, I'm going to do my best over the next few weeks or months to teach you some fun and useful techniques to help you flex your creative muscles and make the most of this. Yeah, so today we're going to go step by step through the whole process of shooting and editing a 360 video and making multiple clones of yourself within it, kind of like this. So, Christoph, you want to take over from here? I thought you'd never ask, but I am gonna need this. For this video, I'm using the Insta360 One X to do this in 360 degrees, but the masking principles that I'm gonna go over would apply to just any normal wide shot as well. So if you don't have a 360 camera, you can still apply this technique to something else. If you are interested in picking up a 360 camera, I highly recommend the One X for its size and ease of use. And I'll put an affiliate link in the description below, which gets you a bunch of extra accessories and a discount on it. And if you use that, it helps support this channel, so thank you. The first thing you're going to want to figure out is where to place your camera. In the case of this video, I chose a spot in between my living room and dining room that showcased the whole main floor of my house, so I could have all sorts of interesting things happening in every nook and cranny of the frame. So set up your camera, hit record, and get up to all the various shenanigans in different parts of the frame. Be sure to not cross over spots where you'll be standing in other shots, unless you don't mind all the extra masking work that'll come out of that. Lastly, hit record one more time and hide somewhere out of the frame and shoot about 30 seconds of the space without anything or anyone in it so you have a clean plate. Once you've shot everything, import the footage into Insta360 Studio or whatever software your 360 camera comes with to stitch and conform the footage. I'd recommend breaking things up into bite-sized chunks so your computer doesn't get too bogged down in the edit. Export these and bring the stitched clips into Premiere Pro 2020. And I say 2020 specifically because up until recently I've had a really hard time working with 360 footage in Premiere, but they seem to have gotten it to work really well now, except for this weird error that keeps popping up. You're also going to want the GoPro VR plugins so that you can do your reframing, and I'll put a link to those in the description as well. They're free. And once you have your clips ready to go, start by creating a new sequence using the clean plate shot. At this point, I'll add my music to the timeline and then start adding clips on top of the clean plate shot. As I add each clip, I'll go into the effects panel and draw a mask around the action that's happening in that particular shot. Depending on the movement, you may have to animate that mask, or you might be able to get away with just doing a big oval around the action and feathering it out like crazy. This is why you don't want to have anything overlapping, because it'll make the masking process take so much longer. So repeat this process with all your clips, and then move them around on the timeline so that the action aligns with when you expect the camera movement to show that part of the shot. In my case, I'm going to be doing a really simple pan around that loops perfectly, so I'll just start with this shot of me washing my hands, and then work my way around the circle so that by the end of the loop, I'm at this last shot of me in the window. Once you have your edited master shot, it should look something like this. At this stage, I like to export this as a new video so that when I'm doing my reframing, it's only working with one clip instead of a whole handful of them. It just makes it much less intensive for the computer. I personally export this as a ProRes HQ because that's what I like to work with, but if you have a preference for how you like your working exports to be, just go with that. Just make sure you select the VR box at the bottom when exporting. I re-import this clip into the project and then create a new sequence from this clip. Then I go into the sequence settings and conform the size to what I want the final output to be. The nice thing about 360 footage is you can decide what you want your frame to be at any point. In this case, I'm going to go with 9:16 since I want this to be in my Instagram story. The music should already be in there and timed out how you want it from before, so now I just drop the GoPro VR reframe plugins onto the clip on the timeline, and specifically I'm using the GoPro VR reframe. Now this part is up to you in terms of how crazy you want to get with the movement. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to do a basic smooth pan around in a circle, but you can do whatever you're comfortable with. In the effects panel, under GoPro VR reframe, we have a few different things we can play around with. First, we have field of view, which is how narrow or wide your virtual lens is. So the higher the number, the wider the shot, and the lower the number, the tighter it is. Yaw, pitch, and roll control which direction the camera is looking. In this case, I'm only messing with field of view and yaw, so I'll set these how I want them for the beginning of the video by just moving it around like this. And then I'll click on the little stopwatch icons here to allow keyframing. Then I'll advance the playhead to the end of the video and virtually roll the camera all the way around until it's basically back where it started. You'll know you did a full circle because there'll either be a +1 or a -1 in front of the number of degrees you rotated. After it's all lined up, I'll give it a watch and make sure it's working, and if there's any little things that need to be tweaked, then I'll make those adjustments now. This part can take a little bit of time and it's mostly trial and error, especially with the more complicated movements. But once you're happy with it, you can go ahead and add a color grade if you feel inclined, and then export it and you're good to go. So that's basically how it's done at a fundamental level, but of course you can make it as creative or complex as you're comfortable with and have fun with it. If you do use this technique to make something, I would love to see your creations, so please tag me. I'm at cbenfy on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter and all those other things. And otherwise, thank you so much for watching. If you got something out of this, please do the like button thing, subscribe if you weren't already and you want to catch some more stuff. And yeah, my name's Christoph, and I hope that maybe someday we'll get out of this lockdown thing and go back to some sort of a normal lifestyle again. Anyway, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.